to check this MAC address and IP address also. Okay. First of all, I open command prompt to check the MAC address direct only MAC address. So that is getmac. Guys, I have a multiple adapters, so that's why it is showing big list. Okay, there's okay. So we don't know which adapter it is exactly. Direct name of the adapter we don't know. So, but it is displaying multiple MAC physical addresses, means MAC addresses. Okay. Um, if you have only one adapter, so that's directly will know what is your MAC address. Next one is how to check the IP address. Just only IP address, like a IP config. No spaces, just IP config. Now there is a, see, it is IP config. I said already I have a multiple adapters, right? So Ethernet adapter, Ethernet. So this is my physical NIC wide network. It is not connected, that's why it is not showing any kind of IP addresses. This is my one of virtual adapter. It is okay. Some virtual adapters are there. This is my virtual box adapter. This is my VMnet one. So my adapter name is, actual adapter name is Wi-Fi. Okay, so I know the name, so that's why it is my LAN adapter Wi-Fi. This is the IP address. See, IP address, subnet mask, and default gateway. Okay, so three things we can get it. So one is your IP address, subnet mask, and default gateway. So you will know what is your IP address now. This is my IP address. Next one, here I showed like a IP address, right? So the next one command is ipconfig all. ipconfig all. So there is a space, ipconfig space slash all. ipconfig space slash all. What it will display? It display, again we'll go to the top, ipconfig space slash all. It is showing my host name and other adapter information also. But finally I have a adapter name is Wi-Fi adapter. It's showing description, means my adapter name. So my adapter manufacturer is Qualcomm. Okay, you know Qualcomm Snapdragon. Like we are using a mobile phone processor name, right? So MediaTek, like that. So that is one of the thing is Snapdragon is also manufacturer is Qualcomm. So Realtek is also a manufacturer of NICs, like that. So my NIC manufacturer is Qualcomm. The model is Ethros, like this. Physical address. What is the physical address? MAC address. So I got my MAC address also here. And I'm getting an IP address, subnet mask, default gateway, DHCP server address. I got IP address from DHCP server. That's why it is showing DHCP server address, and DNS address, DNS server address. I want to show one more thing, that is Ethernet VMnet 1 adapter. It's my VMware virtual adapter. You can see this is also having a MAC address and DHCP Enable no. It is showing an IP address, subnet mask, default gateway, and DNS server. What is missing? DHCP server address, lease period, lease obtained and lease expiry is missing here. But if you see here, it is lease obtained, lease expiry, and DHCP server address for this our adapter. Can you see here it is DHCP enable? Yes. So what is the difference between this one and that one is this IP address is assigned by DHCP server. Okay. And where is the VMnet one? So here it is DHCP enabled no means this IP address is assigned manually assigned. That's why it is not showing lease obtained and lease expiry. Also, it is not showing DHCP server address directly. Okay, so when you check ipconfig/all, importantly, you will get to know what is your physical address. Means it is your MAC address, and also you will see DHCP enabled. Either it is S means IP address assigned by DHCP server. So automatic IP address. DHCP enabled no means IP address assigned by user, meaning it is a manual, static, or a manual IP address. Next, of course, we are getting IP address subnet mask default gateway. Three things we are getting, and also we are getting lease duration and lease expire. It is only in automatic type. If it is automatic or a dynamic IP address, means IP address is assigned by DHCP server. IP address is assigned by DHCP server, or a easy way, DHCP enabled yes, only we are getting this option. Also, DHCP server address also same. If you are having a DHCP enabled yes, means you got IP address from DHCP server, it will show. Next one is DNS server. Okay, it is if you are assigned DHCP address, so it is completely optional. So it is depends upon either manual or it is depends upon your what we can say DHCP server. Okay, it is purely depends upon how this is IP address is configured. Yes. Okay. So IP configuration description means it's your NIC network interface card adapter. Adapter details. It's a name of the adapter, or we can say name of the adapter. Okay. Of course, you will get a host name, means your computer name. You will get it. and your Wi-Fi adapter, your adapter, your description, your MAC address, DHCP enable yes or no, IP address, subnet mask, default gateway. There is a question. What is the difference between ipconfig and ipconfig all? So what is the difference? ipconfig, you will get only the details of IP address, subnet mask, and default gateway only. But if you are using ipconfig all, you will get a host name, description of your NIC, it means your NIC name, your physical address, DHCP enable yes or no. Yes means it is you got IP address from DHCP server. No means IP address configured manually. You will get IP address, subnet mask, and default gateway, and your DNS server address, DHCP server address, and lease duration, lease expiry. Lease duration part is lease uptime and expiry. So lease duration, lease uptime, and expires uptime. So when you got an IP address, so how long this IP address is there called lease duration. So when it is going to expiry. So I got this IP address on 18th September 13:27:58 seconds. It is expires at 21 September 9:40. So the difference between this time duration, so we will get a name. Okay, so the duration period. Okay, lease uptime, lease expiry means when you got first time IP address, so then when it will be expiry. Of course, it will be change it will be change every 50% of lease duration. So we don't go that. Okay, so yes, these are the IP config to check how to check the IP address. IP config, simple command. How to check the IP address? Simple in a command prompt, IP config. And also you can use IP config all. Difference between IP config and IP config all. IP config, IP address, subnet mask, default gateway only. But in IP config all, physical address means you will get a MAC address, IP address, subnet mask, default gateway, and you will get a DNS server address, DHCP server address also. Okay, so this is how to check the IP address using command prompt. In normally in a GUI means like a graphical user interface, means with a not a command prompt, it's directly we can go to adapter settings and all we can go. So to check this, like go to control panel, graphical user interface wise, like we have a Windows system, right? So in Windows system, so we use graphical user interface is there. So first of all, you have to go to control panel, network and sharing center. In that one, change adapter settings. It opens network connections window. There you'll find your NIC. Okay. So in that on it, so just either you can do double click or a right click. Status details, you will get it. Or can use like this. Go to run. In that one, put a ncpa.cpl. It directly opens network connections on your NIC. Same thing, right click, status details, or you can double click, you can go to details also. In this one also there is a small mark is there, so there is a small point is there. Sometimes you may not get this thing kind of stuff, so so this point I'm here. So sometimes you will see like a I will show you that one directly. Go to control panel. It is directly open like this in a large icon mode. So you can go to network and sharing center. Change adapter settings. This is my adapter, Wi-Fi adapter. Double click. Details. See my IP address, subnet mask, lease uptime, lease expiry, default gateway, DHCP server and DNS server, DHCP Enable yes, physical address and description. Okay. Same thing. Yeah, like this. Category mode. View by category. In this one you can see network and internet, network sharing center, change adapter settings. There you will find it. Network and internet. This one, and so if you go to control panel in the category mode, you'll see network and internet, then network sharing center. Sometimes if you are in a list mode, then you will get a direct network and sharing center. See, again I'm trying to show network and internet, then you'll go to network and sharing center. If in case you go to large icons, so list mode like a large icons, you will see directly network and sharing center. So then also you can open this one. Change adapter settings, you will find your adapters. I'm closing all control panel items here. So I will show you what is this. If you know how to open run, very simple guys, it is Windows R ncpa.cpl. Command is ncpa.cpl. CPL represent control panel. See it directly open network connections. There you will find adapters. If you don't know, like if you are unable to practice how to open run and all, in the search also you can type ncpa.cpl. See, it is a control panel item, so you can see ncpa.cpl. Open, it opens. So finally we should come to the network and network connections. Either you will go to through control panel or go to this one. Okay. In this one, we will try to observe few things. This is the Wi-Fi adapter. Click on details. I said right click and status, right? So this is the status. Same thing will open. Details. So you'll see your physical address, MAC address, and DHCP enable yes means I got this IP address from this DHCP server. Of course, you can see remaining details also. Similarly, I'm going to this VMnet one. I assign this IP address manually. Can you see DHCP enable? You can see the difference. DHCP enable no. Here DHCP enable yes. You can understand. First of all, I think you understand already. Already how to check the IP address. See, yes means automatic, no means manual. Okay, this is your IP address. You got the IP address from this DHCP server. You got an IP address, but no DHCP server name. Meaning is you're assigned manually. Both are having commonly like what is your physical adapter name. Physical adapter name and your physical address means it is your MAC address. So In IP address, you are getting IP address, subnet mask, default gateway, and DNS server also. I put it, that's why it is showing. In this one, you are getting additionally DHCP server, lease obtained and lease expiry. Okay. Of course, you are getting default gateway and DNS server address also. So what is the additionally DHCP server address, lease obtained, lease expiry. Guys, compulsory check DHCP enable, yes or no. Yes means you got IP address from DHCP server. No means you got IP address from you didn't get some IP address. It's a manually assigned IP address. Okay. So this is how to check the IP address. One more point is there, guys. So I'm trying to show that one. So I need this one. So I'm keeping like this. Okay, so like this. Also, I need this one. I keep it like this. Same. I'll go into screenshot of this one for explaining. See, this is a DHCP enable S. This is also DHCP enable S. So already I told enable S means you got an IP address from DHCP server. So if you got really an IP address from DHCP server, it shows IP address very neatly like this. Okay, there is some DHCP server. This DHCP server assigned this IP address. But if you got the thing like this, meaning is DHCP enable yes, but you got an IP address like this. First two parts are 169. Sorry. First two parts are 169.254. And remaining two parts can be anything. You got this IP address like this. You can see it's not showing IP address. It is showing auto configuration IP address. Auto configuration. It's not showing an IP address like this. This is an IP address. It is saying IP address, but it is saying auto configuration IPv4 address, and it is showing 169.254. Meaning is you got a APIPA, automatic private IP address. Automatic private IP address. This is called a APIPA. Meaning is it is a error column. Okay. If you have a main adapter, wired or wireless, okay, and you are connected to the network and your internet is not working. Your internet is not working or you are unable to communicate in the network. So you check the IP address. It is showing your DHCP enable yes, auto configuration IPv4 169.254 something. Okay, meaning is you got a APIPA address, automatic private IP address. Meaning is it is error. You can see there is a subnet mask. You can see there is a subnet mask, but you cannot see your default gateway, DNS address, and there is no option for DHCP address also. So DHCP is not showing means you didn't get a IP address from DHCP. You didn't get an IP address from DHCP. Okay. So what is this APIPA? Guys, understand how to check the IP address first of all?
Yes, sir.
Yes, understand how to check the IP address?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
the last part, very good. Last part, I'm trying to explain an issue. What is an issue? Here it is. So I check my address. So because I am unable to communicate in network, first thing, or I can say no internet. It is like this, some issue, network related issue. So in the part of network related issue, I check the IP address. Okay, then it is showing like this: DHCP enabled. Yes, means I should get an IP address from DHCP server, right? But it is showing auto configure IP P4 address 169.254 something, and also showing subnet mask. That's a class B. It shows 255.255.0.0. No further details about no further details means no DHCP server address. Importantly, no DHCP server address, and of course, no default gateway and DHCP DNS address server. That is, we are not getting this information. We are not getting, mainly this is important. Okay. Is empty, nothing. Empty. But no DHCP server or DHCP server address is not showing here. Meaning is means meaning is you got a automatic private IP address. Again, what is this means? It's a kind of error, or we can say issue. What is this? APIPA, automatic private IP address. Guys, it is a mixture of lot of things. Not only just straightforward how to check IP address and close. It's not like that. Okay. So compulsory, you have to break the each and every point into separately. Okay. Don't listen, not just a listen. Also break it and try to find out what is this kind of stuff. Okay. So the range of this IP address is 169.254.0.0 to 169.254.255.255 is the range of APIPA range. But what is this automatic private IP address? Okay. Our system means our NIC system try to get IP address from DHCP. Otherwise, we can rewrite like this: if system unable to get IP address from DHCP server, or we can say DHCP server failed to give assign IP address system itself, means adapter part only, assigns self-assign an IP address in automatic private IP address range. So this is important, guys. If you are failed to get IP address from, if you are failed to get a IP address from DHCP server, or you are unable to, or you can use the word, you are unable to get an IP address from DHCP server, or DHCP server is failed. Okay, in whatever it is, your system itself has an IP address to NIC in APIPA range. That's why my adapter showing IP address like this. Okay, there is a reason, like okay, so that one. But we cannot communicate with the can't communicate. It is an error. Otherwise, no problem, right? So we cannot communicate with the APIPA address. So how to solve this problem? So it's a problem, guys. Compulsory. It is a problem. So why we are getting this problem also we will discuss. Okay. So why we are getting this problem, but how to solve this one? First of all, check DHCP server. Make sure this available. Make sure available. Check the DHCP server available. Check IP address range, connectivity, MAC bindings or filtering. Okay, sometimes DHCP server blocks the connection. Okay, anything blocks, blockage, any blocks are there, so please check the kind of stuff. Next, okay, make sure DHCP server good, means running good, it is able to give a IP address. So first of all, check the DHCP server side. Okay, make sure it is everything good, the connectivity, IP address ranges, and any blockages for this particular PC like this. Okay, so make sure that everything is good. Now check IP in. If it got IP address from DHCP server, then it is good. If it's still showing APIPA address like 169.254, then what to do? So two things you can able to do it. Right click on NIC, so that particular NIC, then disable and then enable, or you can use like a command prompt. Go to command prompt. ipconfig as release means removing IP address. It removes the IP address. Also you can say flush IP address. Okay, or we can say flush IP address. So ipconfig release, remove the current configured IP address. Renew. Okay, try to get new IP address from DHCP server. Why new? So just try to get a IP address again from the DHCP server. Okay. So this is how to troubleshoot if in case you are getting like this APIPA address. So if this is disabled. So once you are disabled, then it is showing like this disabled. It is look like gray color. Then right click enable. So when you are enabling, so the color will be changed like this. Just refresh if it is not changing. Check the details. Of course, there is a reason why it is getting like that. Okay, so don't worry about it. Okay, so guys, this is the original connectivity to the DHCP server. These adapters don't connected to any DHCP servers. Okay, these adapters not connected to any DHCP servers. That's why this is not getting any proper IP address. This is manually configured. This is automatically configured by my router as a DHCP server. So compulsory know how to check the IP address, guys, and also step by step. How I explain step by step. Go to control panel, network and internet, or a network and sharing center. Change adapter settings. Go to adapter. Double click or a right click status. Go to details. You'll find your IP address and MAC address, DHCP enable yes or no, your subnet mask, default gateway, DHCP server address, DNS server address, lease obtained, lease duration, like lease expiry part. Okay, so this is a total part. Once again, just will repeat. So already I told about IP address, right? You will get an IP address from either DHCP server or you will assign manually. To check the IP address, you can use the command prompt like using ipconfig or ipconfig all. In ipconfig all, not only IP address and subnet mask and default gateway, you will get also the host name and adapter description, your MAC address means it's a physical address, DHCP enable yes or no, your DNS server address, lease obtained and lease period, lease expiry, DHCP server. This information only you will get if in case DHCP enable yes. If in case your adapter showing DHCP enable yes, but it is showing a auto configuration like a 169.254 means it is a error. It's like issue. This IP address, this type of IP addresses, we call it as a APIPA address, automatic private IP address. Normally, DHCP enable yes means you should get an IP address from DHCP server. In case of DHCP is not available, or DHCP server is failed, okay, or some DHCP server is disconnected. Okay. So what are the case kind of stuff? First one is DHCP server not available or DHCP server down. means off. Okay, DHCP server down, or you can say DHCP server servers DHCP server, DHCP service is down. DHCP server is disconnected. Possible, right? It is disconnected. Okay. Maybe some service related issues. It is disconnected. Server scope range completed. No IP address available to give the client. So different things will happen. So what is the thing? Whatever it is happens here, in this case, whatever it is happens, you are not able to get a DHCP IP address from DHCP server. System itself has an IP address to the NIC in the APIPA range. Okay, so we cannot communicate with the APIPA address. So you have to check the DHCP server. Okay, check the DHCP server is available, and there is a possible issues are there, right? So there is a possible issues. So check the DHCP server is available, check the ranges, connectivity and all, and sometimes there is a MAC binding is also there. So only these pieces will get an IP address, these pieces cannot able to get a IP address. So finally, what are the troubleshooting? Do the troubleshooting, make sure that DHCP server is good. Okay, and check the client, check the client whether I'm getting IP address or not. Okay, still it is showing a APIPA address. If it's still showing an APIPA address, what you do? Disable the adapter and enable the adapter, or you can do ipconfig /release, ipconfig /renew. Release means it remove the IP address. Okay, remove the IP address. It remove the IP address. Which IP address is? It remove the dynamic automatic IP addresses. Or flush the IP addresses. This command does not remove. This command does not remove static IP addresses. Okay. ipconfig renew. So it will try to get an IP address. It does not remove static or manual IP addresses. Okay, guys. So these are the about your IP address, checking the IP address and finding an issue and how to resolve it. One small part is there, so that's I will tell, and we can. Okay. Do not think I complete only one topic, guys. It's combination of multiple topics. So let's go to change adapter settings. So you can see here it is DHCP enable. I got an IP address, right? Next, details DHCP enable as it is showing APIPA address. But why it is showing APIPA address and all I will show, guys. I told about we can assign IP address manually, or you will get an IP address from DHCP server, right? So how to assign an IP address, or how to change manually to dynamic or dynamic to manual? Go to properties, So you can click on a properties, IPv4. One second. Potentially fraud.
I simply click credit card and get.
You don't mind. Okay. See IPv4, TCP IP, IPv4. Click on properties. Okay. If you click properties, it is showing obtain IP address automatically. Obtain IP address automatically. Guys, if you select first option means you want to get IP address from DHCP server. Okay, first option means DHCP enabled, yes. Obtain IP address automatically means you want to get an IP address from DHCP server, automatic. Obtain DNS server automatically means you want to get a DNS server address also from DHCP server. Okay, if you see there is an alternate configuration, it is showing alternate configuration also. This is a general tab and this is alternate configuration. Under general tab, if you select the first option means you will get IP address from DHCP server. You will get IP address from DHCP server. If in case you select the second one means use following IP address means you have to assign an IP address, subnet mask, default gateway. Okay. And when you select this use following DNS server address means you have to assign IP address manually. So we'll see here it is. Use following means now I am a static. Just for example, something like a subnet mask. If you want to put a default gateway, that is also your wish. Okay. So I am also putting some prefer DNS. See, manually I'm configuring. Manually I'm configuring. There's something like that. Close. You can see it is DHCP enabled. No, and I can able to see the IP address. It is a manually configured IP address. Okay. Or I don't want. I want to get an IP address from DHCP server. So what I have to do? Again, go to properties, IPv4, properties. I want, can you see here it is alternate configuration tab is not showing. I'm going to obtain IP address automatically, obtain DNS server automatically. Now it is alternate configuration means obtain IP address automatically means you want to get IP address from DHCP server. If you fail to get IP address from DHCP server, use the alternate configuration. Means you didn't get an IP address from DHCP, then follow this configuration. Either configuration is like a automatic private IP address configuration, or you can choose a manual IP. For example, you didn't get an IP from DHCP, you need an IP address to communicate, right? You want a communication. First of all, you want to get IP from DHCP server. If you fail, then you need an IP address. So then either you can use automatic private IP or you will configure a manual IP address also. But I'm not doing anything, just automatic private IP address. Obtain automatically. DNS server also obtain automatically. Means I will get an IP address from DHCP server. First of all, I try to find an IP address. That's why it is not showing anything. Okay, there is no DHCP server is connected to this adapter. So obviously you will get a APIPA address. See this? You got a APIPA address automatically because any adapter is not added. So I don't want to try on this one. Why? Because it is my main adapter to connect to the internet. If I try anything on this one, we will disconnect it. Okay, that's why I'm showing option here. Okay, understand guys why I'm getting an APIPA address also. Pictures also there in here. Yeah, till now we have seen how to check the IP address, right? How to check the IP address of your adapter. Now this is not a correct answer. Also we should know what is the not correct answer. Okay, so in a certain batches, some people are there. Even we tell 100 times, but people are sticking to that one single mind only. So in one batch I told, so what is your IP address? How to check the IP address? Okay. Some people are open command prompt, type ipconfig commands. Some people are open control panel, network and sharing center, adapter settings, change adapter settings, and open the adapter, and they will see the IP address. There are some smart people are there. Very dangerous thing is in the world, it is the smartness, useless smartness kind of stuff. So the one guy is type IP address like in a Google, what is my IP address? It is showing some IP address on the screen like this. You can see here it is showing some IP address. I scratched it. Why? Because I should not show that IP address that we are in online, right? So that it is recorded and posted, right? So that's why I rub it. So you can try if you have a mobile phone also you can try. Okay. So in a Google, what is my IP address? And it is showing what is my IP address, your public IP. Okay. It is not telling your physical machine adapter IP address. It is not telling your physical machine or your mobile phone or a tablet's local IP address. It is showing your public IP. Okay, so that is not a correct answer. Okay, never such an IP address like this until unless if you want to know about your public IP, then you can search like this. Otherwise, no need to search it. What is this public IP address? Public IP addresses are used to communicate in the internet, which is taken care by your internet service provider, means the internet guy. Your Airtel, ACT, Hathway, Jio, these are all internet service providers, including HCL, Ticona. Okay, these are all providing internet service, right? These internet service providers maintain your public IP addresses. In your home, inside of your home, you have a IP addresses that is a private IP because you are sitting in a LAN network, private network. Your IP addresses are a private IP addresses and it is valid working in the LAN only. I've shown my IP address, right? Last time one batch guy asked me a question, sir, you're showing an IP address. So if anyone can able to hack with this IP address? No guys. The same IP address is maybe assigned to the lakhs of millions. You can use the word millions of computers or mobile phones are having same IP address. Okay, because these IP addresses are non-routable IP addresses. To communicate in the public, you need a public IP address. To communicate in a private, you can have any IP address. You can use the private IP addresses ranges, but to communicate in outside, you need a public IP address. Okay, so your ISP use a technology called a port address translation or a NAT overload thing. It maintain your it maps your private IP address to the public IP address. Okay, so it is like this. You have a multiple devices with a different, each PC having a different private IP. Okay, so once you are connected to your ISP, it use a port address translation. So it will give one single public IP address to multiple private IP. Okay, so whatever it is, guys, public IP address is separate, private IP, what we are using an IP address in our local LAN network only. You cannot communicate to the google.com, facebook.com with your private IP address. To communicate, you need a public IP, which is taken care by ISP. So when you are searching, searching in a Google with what is my IP address kind of stuff, that is your public IP address, which is maintained by ISPs. That's a different story is there, but at least minimum I want to tell. Okay, so don't search in your Google and tell the answer, not good one. So search in a command prompt, type the command ipconfig command or ipconfig all, or you can go to the control panel, network and sharing center, change adapter settings, then go to adapters details, then you will find IP address. That is the only correct way, correct answer. So if you got IP address like this, that is your public IP. Okay, large story is there, so that's we will discuss later. Guys, this is all about your IP address. What is an IP address? I didn't give an IP address, IPv4 address, IPv4 details. I didn't given. Only I told about what is an IP address, what is a MAC address, and how to check the IP address, how to check the MAC address, how to the different ways to check the IP address like a ipconfig all, and also you can get a in a graphical user interface like you can go to control panel, there you can find an IP address. If you got an IP address like this 169.254 and you are not, it is not showing, it is showing DHCP enable yes, but not showing any DHCP server address, means it is a APIPA address, automatic private IP address. If in case of DHCP, okay, there is DHCP server related issues, you are not able to get IP address. Okay, and the troubleshooting. I hope you got the point, guys. Any doubts or anything, please tell me. Any doubts, anything?
No,
So, okay. Check the IP address in your system or in a mobile phone. See what is the IP address configuration is there. Okay. Tomorrow we are going to discuss about a service desk. Means what is the service desk? What are the terminologies we use in the service desk? So who are the customers? And if possible, we'll see the basic names in the ITL. What is an ITL? And there is a 5 life cycles. Okay, tomorrow that is a class. So 3 very important topics. There is a lot of important topics are there. So the first one is how to check the system configuration, know about your CPU, RAM, hard disk and operating system configuration. So the second one is how to check the IP address. Okay, so where you will check the IP address part. Okay, what is the IP address and MAC address. Next one is, so that is main parts are complete, main 2 parts are completed. So this is the third one, that is a service desk. Basics means what is service desk, who are the customers, meaning is what is the meaning of the customer, and the terminologies like event, alert, incident, problem, workaround, change and service request terminologies. And also we'll see some more additional information also. Okay. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you I think for you it is enough for a second day class. We'll see tomorrow. We'll maybe extend another 15-20 minutes. Depends upon the topic, purely topic. Okay. I'm stop recording. Yes.